for the Cornhuskers. Swindle goes backside to Molly Phillips off of that Nebraska block. And Madison Skinner right on cue at the start.
Really nice job by Texas covering Molly Phillips to be able to get another swing out of that for Maddie Skinner. Important to keep an eye on as we move throughout this match. You've got two freshman setters on both sides of the net. That is big time.
Texas will serve at Harper Murray. Merritt Beeson, the Florida transfer, and it's long. Back-to-back points for Texas.
And you see Texas go right at Harper Murray. They want to load her up with responsibility. Freshman, first time in the national final for her. They shift her out of the serve-receive position. She's now short.
Beeson take two. And the halter is there, the libero for Texas. Back to Maddie Skinner. She drops it in, and that's an inside set that we saw from Texas. We'll see that a lot.
That's Texas's bread and butter. No matter what pin hitter you see on either side of the net, they want to hang that ball inside so that their hitters can go cross-court, hard angle.
But it seems counterintuitive, but it works because the hitter knows where it's going, and it shortens the blocker's approach to ramp up their jump.
No touch, and look at Texas go. Jarrett Elliott, a two-time NCAA champion at Texas. They did it in 2012 and last year in 2022. He's told us numerous times, this is the biggest growth during one season he has seen in his 23 years at Texas. Harper Murray will tip. Ella Swindle lays out for it. Maddie Skinner coming in, and it was not touched. Nebraska has its first point.
Tight set in an out-of-system situation. She's trying to avoid the block, just goes a little bit too long. And a little bit of nerves, it seems, from Nebraska early on here. Something we see from Texas. They are such a good serving team. They really force you out of system. We've seen that early.
Harper Murray, the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, one of 5 freshmen to join Nebraska's program, and she dribbles over the ace.
Just like they drew it up.
Absolutely. Well, Harper and those fellow freshmen arrived early, so they got a whole spring to work. John Cook said that was critical for their success this year as Asia O'Neal throws down. John Cook is the National Coach of the Year, a 4-time national champion at Nebraska. He said he's been a lot more patient this season with the youth on his roster, and I think his players have reminded him to do that.
Well, Merritt Beeson had to sit down with him and say, please be patient with this group. It's a special group, but we need patience.
Can't you tell that he's having fun with this year's team?
Definitely.
I think they're keeping him young, quite frankly. Merritt Beeson will ask him during practice, are you being patient right now? You told me you were going to be patient. We're really young. So many newcomers, so many moving parts. But gosh, have they started to click at the right time. They are playing such great volleyball.
Lexi Rodriguez serving down the line. Madison Skinner looking to turn it, and Nebraska within one as that goes wide.
That time, Maddie Skinner trying to turn it down that line on that inside set.
Do you see the roster comparison? 4 seniors for Texas. Again, 11 players who played in the national championship match last year. Nebraska has no seniors. There's only been one team to win a national championship with no seniors, and that was Pacific back in 1986.
It's hard to do because you need leadership, right? And they got that in Merritt Beeson transferring from Florida in the offseason. A newcomer, but she was able to build trust and relationships really quickly, and then her teammates voted her team captain. Merritt Beeson, had she not transferred, I don't know if Nebraska would be in this position.
Beeson along with Lexi Rodriguez are the 2 captains, and no question, Merritt Beeson is the vocal leader. Allie Bainhorst with the cross-court kill.
Allie Bainhorst challenging Emma Halter in that sharp angle. Watch her get her feet inside to this ball, catches Emma Halter high, and she can't get her platform out of the way.
There's Merritt Beeson, number 13 in white. 2 seasons at Florida before entering the transfer portal, coming to Nebraska. Nice pass from Emma Halter. They go with Asia O'Neal on the slide, and a centerline violation on Asia O'Neal.
Really nice job by Nebraska here after Texas scored the first couple of points, settling in, great response.
But they know this rotation is coming. Asia O'Neal, known for her slide setter. Ella Swindle, the freshman, in the front row. Look for Maddie Skinner out of the back row on this rotation.
Beeson will serve at Jenna Winnis. That puts Swindle on the move. Winnis tipping to the corner. Beeson diving in. Jenna Winnis off the block. Dug up by Halter. Winnis take three. Busting through. She could be an X factor for Texas.
She could. Jenna Winnis has been streaky this entire season. She played great in the national semifinal. And here is another great swing from Jenna Winnis. She gets blocked, but Emma Halter covers her, so she gets another opportunity, swings, and uses the outside hand of Bergen Riley to her advantage.
And that's when hitter coverage plays a huge role in giving that hitter confidence to keep swinging.
No doubt about it.
Jenna Winnis spent 3 seasons at Minnesota, now in her first year at Texas. A cannon brought to the championship.
The #1 area of improvement for Jenna Winnis is her confidence. They've been working on it all year long. Look at her get to this ball and crank that angle inside one of the best defensive teams in the country.
Jared Elliott saying she's finally playing with a little swagger, and it's great to see.
Bergen Riley going backside to Andy Jackson, who can be so critical too off of that slide play running behind the setter.
If you don't know Andy Jackson's name, learn it, because you're going to be seeing this for the next 4 years. She is so lethal on the slide. The one-footed jump approach behind the setter, that is her bread and butter. Makes her extremely hard to stop.
She would be the first freshman in Nebraska history to hit 400. She's hitting 405 coming into this match. Winnis goes off speed, dug up by Rodriguez. They go Andy Jackson again. She got it again. They will give her that touch.
Andy Jackson swinging at that ball flat, high off the hands, not trying to go straight down.
Lainey Choboy, the true freshman out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Kayla Akana, the former Nebraska Cornhusker, facing her old team, and tipping over the block goes Texas.
We've talked about how good Maddie Skinner is out of the back row. We don't see this shot from her very often. She's established power out of the back row, but look at the perfect placement. What a shot by Maddie Skinner. Defense way back in the court for Nebraska.
Service error by Ella Swindle. Maddie Skinner's journey is incredible, ladies. You think about it, when she was a freshman at Kentucky, she was playing in the opposite, meaning she was swinging mostly on the right side of the court. They won a national championship. She comes to Texas last year, playing and helping Logan Eggleston, who was a 5-time All-American, the National Player of the Year. They win a national title. She could get her 3rd today.
And her role has evolved with every single team that she has played on. And she continues to deliver no matter what that role is.
Becca Alec in the middle. Saved by Halter right on Swindle's head. Scrappy play by Nebraska. Missed timing to Bergmark. Bergen Riley getting offensive. Riley pushing it to Harper. Tricky.
Really nice play by the true freshman Bergen Riley. Great defense here from Nebraska, just keeping the play alive, throwing limbs left and right. Bergen Riley dumped, so it establishes this. She holds that middle blocker with her, so Harper Murray is in a one-on-one situation and can drop that tip right over the block.
First lead for Nebraska today. Going to 25, you have to win by 2. Murray incoming!
Look at Alec with the assist. Are you kidding me? Middle blocker with those pretty hands?
It's something Nebraska works on a lot. Every player on the court needs to be able to transition set the ball, and then Harper Murray puts an exclamation point on it. Comes inside, beautiful crossbody swing down the line for Nebraska.
Are you two setters jealous over here of Becca Alec in that?
You're not used to seeing middle blockers with hands like that, let's just say.
So they're running Phillips on the slide. Murray in pursuit as Choboy got their first free ball back to Texas.
Bergmark.
Transition is key for Texas. The coaching staff told us that yesterday. Look, we're going to dig balls. We need to stay aggressive in transition. That ball, that was a big kill for Texas.
Marissa Barnes will sub in. The transfer from Texas A&M Corpus Christi was a 3-time conference Libero of the Year. And that just died right over the net.
Big focus lately, especially for Texas. They had a lot of transformation to do from the beginning to end of the season. Blocking and serving have come on strong.
How do we even describe what their service pressure did to Wisconsin in the semifinals?
It was unbelievable to watch because Wisconsin is obviously one of the best teams in the country for good reason, but they picked them apart. They were so out of sorts. They couldn't get anything going offensively in sets 3 and 4 on Thursday night because of the pressure Texas applies from the service line.
At one point, Texas scored 12 straight points in their semifinal. In set 3, Maddie Skinner is ready.
Another transition play for Texas, and Maddie Skinner goes OT over the top. Great set by Emma Halter to push that ball up for Maddie Skinner.
Barnes going at Showboy. Rodriguez will bump set Harper Murray. Emma Halter stepping in to bump set Skinner. It's coming back over. Becca Alec was waiting. Just long. They say no touch. Texas looking to the bench. They could challenge this. Jarrett Elliott asking his players. And he will pull the green challenge card. Each team gets 2 challenges per match. If you're correct in your challenge, you get to keep it. If we go to a 5th set, each team will get an additional challenge. So the original call was no touch. The ball was out, point Nebraska. Look at the fingers at the net. Are we seeing anything?
I'm looking at Becca Alec's right hand. Does it graze or clip that index finger?
Well, the finger doesn't move. Looks like it should hit it, but I just don't see any finger movement.
Agreed. I think this ball barely goes over the top. I don't think there's enough video evidence to overturn this call.
That's a great look right there.
That's our best angle.
Yeah. Some great views by our crew. Again, the original call was no touch. Point for Nebraska. Still waiting on the decision to be made. They also can look at a couple of other things. Even though Texas is challenging that there was a touch, they can go back and look to see if the ball was in or out, it was ruled out, and if any players were in the net. So they've looked at all of those things, and we're going to have a decision here. Call is confirmed. Texas down to 1 challenge. Unless we go to a 5th set, they'll get an additional challenge. So Bergen Riley rotates back to serve. Nebraska feels like this is one of their strongest rotations. Why is that, Holly?
Bergen Riley is a great server. Wow, goes down the line, misses that by an inch. Plus they've got a strong front row blocking system with Beason, Alec, and Murray in the front row. Nebraska stacking all their hitters on the left. Merritt Beason's going to take a lap around the court, get to the right side.
And Texas surged into that traffic. It didn't matter. They got it to Becca Alec.
Really nice job by Bergen Riley recognizing Rebecca Alec was coming off of her back, right? Because that pass pushed her forward. Still being able to involve your middle no matter where that pass takes you is really hard for a defense to get set up.
Service error by Murray. Here's Kayla Akana, started her career at Nebraska. This is her third straight title match. She played in that 2021 national championship game where Nebraska lost to Wisconsin, then won a national title last year with Texas. Actually had an ace on national championship point.
Yes, she did. Both teams trying to stay aggressive from the service line. It's going to play a big part in this match.
Whenever you talk to coaches, it's the first thing they say. We got to win the serve pass game.
And when you're aggressive from the service line, there's high risk and high reward.
Ella Swindle taking it over. Doesn't look like a freshman anymore. Texas is the first to 15 in a very close opening set in our national championship match here in Tampa.
The NCAA is instrumental in Team USA's success at the Olympics. At the Summer Games, over 75% of Team USA's athletes competed collegiately, representing over 150 U.S. colleges and universities across Divisions 1, 2, and 3. And now they compete to bring home medals for our nation. The college athlete experience, a building block for success. The NCAA is proud Olympians and Paralympians are made here.
The holidays on Dale's farm weren't very festive until he saved big on a Bluetooth speaker with Amazon's last-minute deals. And now,
Mamacita,
that llama is part dancer, part prancer. Shop last-minute deals now at Amazon.
And the toys that he will leave.
Yum! Chili cheese. Chili cheese dip, yum! Get that yum! Pour Mel chili. Pour on.
These two teams have a history in the national championship match. Back in 1995, Nebraska beat Texas, the 1-versus-2, 3-1. And then in 2015, their most recent meeting, it was a sweep for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, 3-0 over Texas. Now they meet for a third time. Nebraska with 5 NCAA titles, Texas with 3. They have 4 total titles to their name if you count that AIAW title, and you better believe that they do. Both in their 5th championship match in the last 9 years. That is just incredible what not just one of these programs, but both have done.
Katie George called them blue bloods. They are. They've established themselves as the upper echelon of volleyball.
Katie, what's sticking out so far about this match?
Well, I think that we've seen Texas apply great pressure, as you see it there from the service line, just like we saw against Wisconsin. And when you make a team one-dimensional because of your serve, then you're able to set up your block against an outside hitter like we just saw.
So there was a delay in the call. The up official was asking her lines judges if the ball went out and touched Nebraska first. They confirmed that it did, so that's the call. Point for Texas. Off the block, touch Nebraska. And then the ace! Guess who?
And it continues. Maddie Skinner getting it done from the service line.
Sergio Garcia in the house, loving it.
Look at the bottom just drop out on that ball, and it's right in the seam between the two Nebraska passes.
Sergio Garcia and his wife Angela, big Texas volleyball fans. They made sure to be here today for this one. Of course, his wife Angela played golf at Texas. They've even been in the locker room. How cute. After one of the Texas volleyball matches. There's a few stars in the building. watching this national championship match. Of course, Jermaine O'Neal is here. Guys, he had to fly in from the Bahamas. Asia O'Neal's brother was playing basketball there, but he made it.
And he's gone back and forth from the Bahamas to see his son play basketball and his daughter here.
And then Ndamukong Suh, former Nebraska Cornhusker, taking in his young Nebraska volleyball team, who's not young anymore, right? I mean, they made it this far. They've won 33 matches, lost only one.
And you know what? They'll tell you that loss came at a great time. They had already won the Big Ten championship at that point. They lose to Wisconsin just before the end of the regular season, and players say it took the pressure off. They learned a great deal from that loss. They came out better from it, and they knew what it was going to take to play at their highest level and make it to a national final.
Well, the NCAA FCS championship game, Sunday, January 7th, here on ABC Sports. Undefeated South Dakota State will take on Montana. Coverage begins at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on ABC. Also streaming live on the ESPN app.
Nebraska started this match. The first 4 swings, they were hitting negative 500. But after that, they've been hitting positive 500, 6 for 12, until that last block on Bainhorse.
So coming out of the timeout, Maddie Skinner's ace has them on a 3-0 run. She had a record 6 aces in the semifinal against Wisconsin. A career high for her, no doubt. And that just misses the tape. Service error.
And when a server comes out of the timeout and misses, then you say, good one, coach, that one's on you.
It's like icing the kicker, if you will.
It is.
Icing the server. Perfect pass by Kayla Akana. Soaring, flying, Maddie Skinner!
And this is what makes her so dynamic and fun to watch. Yes, she can do it from the front row, but look at this! Takeoff and landing! Unbelievable athleticism from Maddie Skinner out of the back row. That is called a BIC, if you are unfamiliar with the name, and it is so fun to watch.
How fun is it to set?
Oh my gosh.
When you've got Maddie Skinner on the other end, it's a lot of fun.
Andy Jackson looking to go off in 1 foot. That's going to be long. Here's Asia O'Neal, her dad Jermaine in the stands, an NBA All-Star. We could very well see Asia O'Neal playing in Paris in the Olympics for Team USA. Oh, Merritt Beeson says, look, I can do it too.
The back row attack has become such an important part of the women's collegiate game and internationally. Look at this back row quick to Merritt Beeson, who goes wrist away, attacking Asia O'Neal in the backcourt.
Swindle to Jenna Winnis. Halter to Winnis. Bringing a little more oomph behind it.
When you're playing a team like Nebraska, actually either side, hitter coverage is everything to get another chance to be aggressive, and that helps Jenna Winnis work for that kill. Coming all the way inside, you see her working inside the left hand of Andy Jackson.
And we've seen that multiple times tonight already. She gets blocked, and then she comes back, and she learns from it and is able to get killed.
Morgan Riley is so good at that deep corner setter dunk. Texas knows she likes to do that, and they still can't pick it up.
Nebraska down 3 in the opening set. Kennedy Orr rotating in to serve. Started as a setter at Nebraska, still is, but has moved into that serving specialist role mostly this year. Winnis with the tip. Swindle backside to Molly Phillips. Morgan Riley to Harper Murray. The save by Halter. Still going. Back to Nebraska. Swindle saves the dunk. Winnis.
The self-coverage from Nebraska's blockers right now is unbelievable.
Relentless. Lewis finishes it. What a rally.
What highlight are you going to give us from that rally?
I want to see it all over again. Look at the dive. Maddie Skinner slides her feet under that ball to stay alive.
I think they called Texas in the net.
Jenna Wennis able to sneak that one inside the angle.
So Maddie Skinner is talking to Michelle Prater, who is her up official. Skinner is the floor captain. She's the only one that can approach the up official.
Lower body follow through into the net. Jenna Wennis trying to walk that tightrope.
So Jared Elliott of Texas just received a yellow card. That is a warning. It was actually on the assistant coach for Texas. Assistants can't discuss anything with the officials, so the yellow card has come out.
Nice job by Bella Bergmark there at the net for Texas. I wish Bergen Riley, instead of going up with one hand, would have turned and tried to joust with two hands to be a little bit more powerful there at the net on that overpass.
Choboy, the hustle to get that there, but Becca Alex gonna tool the block. It starts with the pass from Lainey Choboy.
It certainly does. Lainey Choboy puts that ball right in her setter's hands, and Texas trying to go line to line to pull the pass to one side or another, but Choboy put that right in the spot where she could run the offense anywhere.
Free ball back to Nebraska. Harper Murray, Molly Phillips, a wall!
Yesterday, Texas was working on this, getting stuck by yourself on the outside. Molly Phillips dives into that seam. Bergmark there late, but Molly Phillips makes a huge block for Texas.
Molly Phillips is a surgeon. She's so efficient with her movements, whether that's defensively or attacking as an offensive player. Great job diving in there as well.
So Nebraska takes a timeout here. Texas 3 points away from winning the opening set. Maddie Skinner, 5 kills right now, and we've seen a couple of times she has come out of the back row. It is impressive to watch. We had to break this down.
She covers so much ground. Watch where she starts her approach, all the way towards that back in line. She cannot cross the 10-foot line, but she travels 12 feet here, starts her jump, and then look where she finishes. In total, she travels 21 feet across the court to attack this ball out of the back row, not to mention her vertical, by the way, and the velocity in which she's able to attack and hit this ball. 50 miles per hour. That thing is gunning and coming at you.
And that's something that's developed as Ella Swindle, the freshman setter, has gotten more comfortable this season.
Ella Swindle took over a really important big role for Texas, and she's had to find her rhythm running this offense. Lots of new hitters, so that back row attack started coming later in the season, and they've gained a ton of momentum.
A lot of responsibility comes with being a setter, no matter what your age is. Imagine 2 freshman quarterbacks leading their team to national championships in football. That's what these 2 women in Bergen Riley and Ella Swindle have done for their teams. It is unbelievable to watch their poise, their composure, and their efficiency as young players.
And one of them will be the 4th true freshman setter to lead their program to a national championship. Riley on the move. That's all that Mary Beeson could do with it. And Becca Alec wins the battle against Asia O'Neal.
Transition opportunity for Texas. They got Nebraska out of system. This ball set a tiny bit low, although Nebraska's blockers lined up. They know this ball's coming to O'Neal. Harper Murray makes a late move. I'd like a little letter higher set to Asia O'Neal for that transition kill.
Jarrett Elliott is having a lot of words with the down official. And a red card has been shown.
So a red card is problematic because it actually gives a point to your opponent. Yellow cards, warnings often, but if you get shown a second, it results in a point for Nebraska.
So now 22-21 is our score, and now we're tied at 22.
And it can be a momentum killer. When you have emotion like this, it can be a momentum killer for your team and a detriment, right? And look at that serve that we just saw from Nebraska. Now you got this thing even.
Texas wants a timeout. Head coach Jarrett Elliott of Texas showing the down referee the rotations and why they're out of rotation.
And he's asking, just talk to me here. Let's just have a conversation. As we mentioned to you prior, assistant coaches are not allowed to have any communication with the officials. The only person who can have conversations and explanations given to them is that head coach, and that's what he's asking for.
So a huge momentum shift here. The red card on Texas. Then Nebraska follows that up with an ace, and that has tied us in set number 1. And you mentioned out of rotation. We believe that's what Jarrett Elliott is arguing about. Before each serve, you have to line up in a certain spot on the court, depending on what rotation you're in.
Yes, you have to line up in a certain spot before that serve is touched, and then you can switch to the part of the court that you want to go to.
If another card comes out for Texas in this set, Jarrett Elliott would be ejected. So Texas takes this timeout. Both sides take a deep breath here.
Definitely.
Take a deep breath. Recompose yourself, I think, if you're Texas. Keep coming if you're Nebraska. It'll be really interesting to see the mental wherewithal of both of these two teams when they come back out on the court to finish set 1.
Texas needs to regroup as a team, forget what's going on the sideline, and focus on what they need to do.
Nebraska on a 6-2 run.
Out of system.
Maddie Skinner inside. Rodriguez setting up Merritt Beeson. Swindle to Skinner. Allie Batenhorst is blocked by Asia O'Neal.
That's a big point for Texas to get out of that situation where there was a lot of pressure and stress. Molly Phillips and Asia O'Neal come up with a huge block. 2 veterans for this Texas team.
Asia O'Neal's inside left hand is so unbelievably strong. She just drops it in cross court to seal that net.
It's a miscommunication on the Nebraska side. Batenhorst will get the swing off. Skinner coming in. 3 blockers over there. Maddie Skinner gives Texas set point.
It starts from the service line. Texas gets Nebraska out of system. Makana comes in and puts Maddie Skinner high, and she continues. Look at the elevation. That is over the top of a gigantic Nebraska block.
Triple, mind you. All 3 went to block.
Just like she did last year at the national championship, an ace, this time on set point. Texas wins a dramatic set one.